Good day. Thank you for joining us for today's news. If you find this helpful, please consider subscribing. We're here every day with calm, clear updates just for you.
In New Zealand, a heated political debate is unfolding over the future of oil and gas exploration. Coalition parties are urging the opposition not to reinstate the 2018 ban on the industry, arguing that it's essential for energy security and economic stability if they return to power. The recent repeal of the 2018 ban passed through Parliament supported by National ACT and New Zealand First, but faced strong opposition from Labour the Greens and Timori New Zealand First Shane Jones, once a supporter of the 2018 ban, is now leading the charge to repeal it, claiming the ban has led to gas shortages. Meanwhile, Labour's Megan Woods argues that the ban hasn't stifled investment and warns of potential trade risks. The Green Party's Steve Abel questions the viability of the oil industry's return, pointing to the exodus of major companies before the ban. As the debate intensifies, the role of natural gas in New Zealand's energy trend.
Climate scientists and legal experts are sounding the alarm over New Zealand's potential move to weaken its methane reduction target following a landmark ruling by the International for Climate Damage. The group has warned the government that reducing the target could breach its commitments under the Paris. The letter sent to Climate Change Minister Simon Watts highlights that such a move could put New Zealand on the same path as countries like Russia and the United States, which have weakened their climate goals. Lawyers for Climate Action implored that the ICJ rule efforts. Meanwhile, the Green Party criticizes the government for not ruling out the move, calling it a deeply concerning signal of reduced climate ambition. As the debate continues, the government has yet to make a decision, but the potential consequences for trade and international reputation.
Households across New Zealand are feeling the pinch as rising non-discretionary costs tighten their budgets. Consumers are cutting back on discretionary spending, but the effects of higher insurance rates and power bills are starting to show. Centrix's latest credit indicator shows a slight decline in arrears, but the pace of improvement has stalled. Keith McLaughlin from Centrix says the recent increase in mandatory expenses is making it harder for arrears to drop significantly. Meanwhile, mortgage arrears have fallen for the second month in a row, thanks to the drop in the official cash rate. However, rising costs in insurance and other service are offsetting the benefits of lower interest rates. Small businesses, particularly in the hospitality sector, are struggling too. Many are relying on home equity to fund operations as consumer spending remains cautious. The construction industry is also under pressure. Inland revenue has seen a spike in applications for company wind-ups, highlighting the growing financial ancha. As the economic landscape continues to shift, both households and small businesses must adapt to the challenges ahead.
New Zealand's National Certificate of Educational Achievement, NCA, is undergoing a major re-evaluation as concerns over its structure and Wood has raised alarms over the misuse of unit standards and the lack of coherent pathways for students, with the Prime Minister supporting a fundamental o wharo, the Strution Amicus Strare. However, the debate on how to reform NCEA remains contentious, with some calling for its abolition and others advocating for a more evolutionary approach.
In a tragic incident on Victoria Ave and Remuera, a construction truck owned by Ashik Ali, which had been repeatedly flagged as unsafe, rolled out of control and killed a road worker. Ali has now pleaded guilty to manslaughter, marking the end of a long history of non-compliance with vehicle safety regulation. The case has raised serious concerns about the enforcement of safety laws and the accountability of businesses that ignore these rules.
A massive earthquake off the coast of Russia's Far East has sent shockwaves across the Pacific, triggering tsunami warnings and leaving New Zealand's coastal communities on high alert. The 8.8 magnitude quake, the sixth most powerful, and generated while the largest wave measured 51 centimeters. The real danger came in the form of unpredictable surges and strong currents that swept through coastal areas. Authorities scrambled to issue warnings urging people to stay away from the water and move to safer ground. Despite the alerts, some residents. The situation is not limited to New Zealand, Japan, Russia, and other Pacific nations also face the threat of massive tsunami waves. In Russia, entire towns were swept away by the disaster, with a state of emergency declared, marking another layer of danger. Emergency officials in New Zealand have defended the use of the National Alert System, emphasizing that it was a necessary precaution to save lives. As the situation continues to unfold, the focus remains on keeping the public informed and prepared for the unpredictable nature.
A powerful earthquake off Russia has triggered ongoing tsunami warnings across parts of New Zealand. Authorities are currently reviewing the situation and expect to provide an updated advisory by Friday morning. The east coast of New Zealand and the Chatham Islands represent a Phoebe. Even areas like the west coast of the South Island and the Cook Strait are under threat, though to a lesser extent, residents are being urged to stay away from beaches and coastal areas until further notice. As the situation unfolds, the focus remains on ensuring public safety and providing timely updates through official channels. This is a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of natural disasters and the importance of preparedness in the face of such events.
A 23-year-old timber worker, Ethan McTeer, is now relearning how to play the guitar and write after losing 2 fingers in a preventable machine accident. The tragedy occurred at a lumber yard in Timaru when he was crushed by an unguarded conveyor belt. His story, Haidak. Joe Ban have long argued that many accidents are preventable due to a lack of proper safety measures. Despite these warnings, the current regulations remain outdated and overly prescriptive. In response, the government has launched a consultation to some not going far enough. The push for European Type C standards, which provide clear guidance on machine guarding, has been met with resistance. As the conversation continues, Mateer's journey serves as a powerful reminder of the human cost of inadequate safety measures.
An alternative emergency alert system, developed by Matthew Nolan, has been left unused, despite its success during major disasters. Nolan's system, Read Note, was used during the Christchurch earthquakes and the Rena oil spill cleanup. He argues that the current system, Emergency Mobile, the National Emergency Management Agency, has acknowledged issues with the system, attributing inconsistencies to differences in providers and cell tower coverage. Nolan claims that ReadNIC could have been utilized during the recent earthquake off Russia, offering Thiessen, Tradens I2TC, with the recent tsunami advisory still in place. The need for a more reliable, targeted alert system has never been more critical.
In New Zealand, calling an ambulance can save a life, but it also comes with a cost. In 2024 alone, ambulance services routed to over 450,000. Emergency calls. The emergency department uses a triage system to prioritize patients based on the severity of their condition, which can sometimes lead to long waits. If the situation isn't life-threatening, it's often better to see a GP or visit a clinician, ensuring that everyone can access care, whether it's a dental emergency, a child's injury, or a medical crisis. Understanding the system can help you make the right choice in a moment of need.
That's all for today's news. We appreciate your time. If you enjoyed this update, please consider subscribing. Your support helps us keep going.